Hello everyone, and welcome to the bumpy and dusty streets of Laos, or what we call Communist Thailand. I'm currently driving from Vientiane capital to the province of Camoan, where the towering limestone karst formations create a sensational yet formidable landscape. My goal here is to explore different potential herping tour locations, as well as accomplish a long-time dream of seeing venomous pit vipers living within cave systems. We started off at a location where boat is needed to access all the surrounding habitat, so let's get straight into it. All right, nightfall is here. The kit is in my boat. I've selected a single-seater. I'm gonna push it out and get going. It's kind of hard to film while I'm canoeing, so bear with me, guys. All right, guys, I'm officially out here on the water in the boat, heading to my location. All right, well, while I was docking my boat, the first snake has arrived, and that's a Homolopsis nigroventralis, first one ever shown on the channel. I have actually seen one of these before, and it was on this trip was my lifer, but I didn't show it because that was just a random night I went out, didn't get enough footage, threw that up on the Patreon. But there's one right here. Beautiful, really cool, interesting Homolopsis with a really striking pattern. I'll see if I can get hands on, but if I can't, this is your first look on the Rupert's Reptiles channel at Homolopsis nigroventralis. Very, very nice mud snake, or water snake rather, I should probably call this one. It's not really a mud dweller. You see it hangs out, hunts fish in these like deeper waters. Very nice. All right, guys, here you go. First look at this bitey boy. You see he's flicking his tongue, opening his mouth, and these guys have really sharp teeth for catching fish, so I'm kind of flicking my hand away from his flicking tongue. Ooh. But yeah, you can see this Homolopsis here for the first time. You see very, very distinct actually from the other Merrill J. coxi semizonata / baccata species group that you get in the southern areas. These guys have a slightly different body pattern, and of course that black venter is really, really distinct. I know this videoing isn't fantastic because I'm, you know, trying to keep it at arm's bay. Maybe I'm being a poos. Maybe I should just get chomped on. But I've got a kind of a long night out here, and I don't want to start it off with a bleeding hand, especially as I'm going to be climbing about in caves where bats have pooped and all that stuff. But yeah, you can get a much better look at this mud snake here. A lifer for the channel. Only the second time I've ever seen this species. I just saw a juvenile even smaller than this one before. And we got another one right here. So that's a decent start, and we're going to keep moving. Yes, seconds after getting off the boat, I just got to the karst, and already I got one of my biggest targets. It's a freaking Trimerosaurus chungsongensis, a big adult as well. Maybe not as big as the one we got earlier this year, but check out this one. It's got the really, really distinctive green. It's got the green coloration, which the one we found before lacked, which is more typical of this species, but this is 100% in situ. I literally just spotted it this second, and you can see that green eye, one of the features I love the most. And check out this habitat it's in, guys. Look at this. Just rocks everywhere, no vegetation even, just rocks. And it was just in ambush. I was looking at a frog, stepped down, spotted something move, and it's this beauty. Let's go, man. Such a good target off the rip. There you go, guys. I just moved it onto a rock. I think possibly the exact same rock we put the one on last time, and we can get a slightly better look at the snake. It's a little bit on the flighty side. Trying to go down into a rock crevice here. I'm not having that. You get out of there, buddy. Oh, look, fangs out. Just injected venom all over that freaking plant there. Oh, careful, buddy. The last one we found was a sweetheart. This one, bit of an attitude, this one. Bit of an attitude indeed. But again, a huge adult. Pretty cool to find two massive adults, and you can see how different they are to the Trimerosaurus venustus complex we get in Thailand, those karst vipers. Like the head, the way the head looks with that like very flattened dorsal surface and just overall blunted snout is very, very different to those. Plus the body and band structure is also different with those kind of wide saddles. But man, this is a cool find. This is honestly one of the things I wanted to see the most coming here was a green chungsongensis. And even though this one isn't anywhere near as green as they can be, it looks freaking great here. And we are cooking tonight, guys. Let's go. First couple minutes of being out in the field, I'll take that any day. Oh my God, no way, guys. That's an adult Cevosaurum, just a couple meters away from where I found the Chungsong. I was looking at the Chungsongensis on that rock there. That's an adult Cevosaurum. That's both my main targets in like 30 seconds flat. What is going on? I can't believe this. There is a risk of this escaping, so I'm going to film as much video as possible right now. Let me crank my torch up to max. Yep, that's what we didn't find last time, an adult Cevosaurum. You guys can see the area it's in, kind of precarious, big crevice down there. But if I can shoo it out around that other side, I think I might be able to get a safe hold of it and bring it out into a nice, safe, open area. Always difficult in these casts, but just check that out. It's actually let me get right up close, and I'm speaking quietly because snakes don't have ears, but they do move if you speak loudly. I'm not sure of the exact scientific reason, but they definitely sense it, or they see your mouth move when you're speaking very, very loudly and shouting, or they feel the vibrations in the air. But look at that. It's not a huge one, but way bigger than any of the two we saw last time, considerably bigger. And that is a freaking amazing snake right there, just an insane ambush position. The Trungsongensis moved before I saw it, so we never got to see a true in situ of how it was ambushing. This one, I spotted it from a distance, just coiled up there on the rock. And that is an absolutely incredible start to my time herping here in the freaking Camoan province. All right, guys, the extraction job went well, and we have ourselves one of the biggest, if not the biggest target I had for this area. Obviously, you guys will remember when I came here in April, we got 2 of these across 4 nights we spent here, although they were both little juveniles. Or one was a tiny juvenile, one was a sub-adult, but this time we've got an adult here, and man, he or she is looking very, very grandiose. I got it on this rock here, and when they're clinging onto these rocks like this and they can wrap their tail and body around, they feel very secure. They love to sit there and kind of face you down when they're in these positions. And here you can see exactly what it gets its name from. Although on this individual, it isn't excruciatingly obvious right now, but you can see there's like 3 little ridge scales above the eye from which it gets its name. The 3-horn scaled pit viper. And this might very well be the largest Protobothrops that I've seen. I know I've seen Mucrosquamatus that about this long lengthwise, but this one, you guys can see, is a chunky species, a very chubby species. And which is not so common for Protobothrops. You know, a lot of the Protobothrops are quite slender, quite wormy, but this one, not at all. It's such an amazing snake. Look at those eye ridges, man. Look at those horns above the eye. That is so damn cool there. Oh man, this is what I wanted to see. So lucky that I got both of these vipers just sitting right next to each other. Obviously, I had to canoe for 30 minutes to get here, but still, it's worth it. Obviously, in this area, there must be much less disturbance, but let me move it into a slightly different spot for a second. I'm going to try something new now, and I'm going to film using light from my diffuser, which I take my photos with. So hopefully we'll have a much better light on this, and you can see it properly without all the harsh shadows and over kind of exposure which my torchlight gives. Yeah, you can see it sitting here on the rock, the full body of the snake, like it would if it was in ambush. Obviously I moved it here, but this is so freaking cool, guys. It's so amazing that we had this amount of luck. It's so good when you get your target straight away, and it's so rare as well. You guys will know from watching my videos, it is not often that we clutch up with targets right off the rip, but right here we have a freaking awesome looking snake right there. All right, before we let these guys go, I figured I'd get them out together since they were caught just a couple meters apart, and you can directly see the contrast, and you can see that this Trungsongensis is not small at all. I'd estimate it to be around like 63, 62 centimeters. And he's got a little bit of crap on his face, but the greens are super distinctive against next to Mr. Proto here, or Mrs. Proto. And you can see a hilarious difference in mannerisms. You can see down here in the bottom left, you've got the kind of low toxicity Trimerosaurus that is all just riled up, full of energy. And over here, letting her crawl right over the top, letting him or her crawl right over the top, is the much, much more toxic and very, very dangerous Protobothrops, which has been quite calm the whole time I've been with it. It struck out a couple times when I lurched towards it a bit too fast. That's very common for snakes, but that's quite a funny scene right there. I'm going to grab a pic before they move. All right, guys, I barely got time to get out my friggin' phone, but I just put her back on this rock here. She was just an ambush there, and I put her back and she's going into that crevice. So say goodbye to this amazing snake. Thank you so much for coming out and giving us that show. You are freaking awesome. All right, I moved this guy out here, and be warned, he or she, I'd be inclined to say she because of the size, is a nibbler, a certified nibbler. Look at her go. I'm just kind of like moving my hand towards it. Oh, I'm in cinematic mode. That's not ideal. Let me change that. Anyway, now I'm back filming in the normal mode. You can see that she or he is a certified nibbler, as we call them, ready to take a bite out of me any second. If I move close, it's like, whoa, just strikes over and over again. You know, these vipers, they hate like large, warm objects moving towards them. I mean, who can blame them really? But it's seriously, every time I move a millimeter, the tail is wagging, the mouth is open, and I hope the kind of like bluish greens are coming out as well on film as they are to my eye, because this one has some really, really nice tints on it and is overall just an awesome looking snake. Whoa, nowhere near as green as they can come, because this one's obviously lost a lot of its patterning, but it's so cool. We've obviously talked about it quite a lot already, but it's got such a nice pattern, so different from the kind of Cambariensis venustus group ones, even though its habitat and general color scheme is similar. But yeah, Churungsongensis is a species I was desperate to see. Both of these vipers I wanted to see again so damn much, and that species is just awesome. The green eye is such a cool feature. Just overall an awesome snake, and having it acting defensively like this was absolutely perfect. You can see my cameras there in the background. I'm about to take some pictures, and as soon as I'm done with my pictures, I will let it go and film that with you guys in the exact spot that I caught it. But that is freaking nice. Look at that snake. We are off to a great start here. If this is all I see tonight, I'm going to be so happy anyway. But we got a lot of time, so we're going to keep going. All right, after I photographed both of those two, I'm going to put this girl back. I already released the Cephasaurum. You would have just seen that clip, and I just released her after a few photos, or him. I'm assuming this is a her. It's just such a big and thick Trimerosaurus. But I need to be careful about where I put my feet, because obviously and my hands, because I'm hopping around these rocks like this, and I thought that proto I released would be well gone by now, but look, back out already, back into an ambush position. Oh, I hear something moving down here. I wonder what that was. But yeah, it's back out already, and I put my hand down there a moment ago when I was carrying the Trimerosaurus back on the hook. Didn't even see it, so definitely need to keep your wits about you when you're in these limestone karst formations. But this girl, or guy, I'm going to call it a girl. This girl is surprisingly calm up here. Look at her. Wow. Insane. All right, after that insanely cool and exciting start. Oh wow, look at that spider. Anyway, after that exciting start, I think it's time to do a little bit more walking. I'm going to do an hour more of herping maximum here, and then I'm going to wrap up tonight, because I'm trying to catch up on rest and just kind of ease off the burnout I had from herping. But I'm well high off adrenaline right now. I'm feeling the vibes for herping 100,000%. So let's make the most of that and find another snake or two. I just found another little cave along this karst wall, and inside it is a cave-dwelling flying frog, Rhacophorus spelaeus. Decent sized one, not the most pretty, but these cave-dwelling ones obviously lose a lot of their patterning and colour compared to probably how they'd look if they lived outdoors, so they're quite dark, but very, very cool cave-dwelling frog. Flying frog, in fact. It's awesome. Hello. All right. 3 snakes in a row, 3 viper species in a row. That is the third and I believe last resident pit viper on this karst wall. That's Trimerosaurus CF macrops right there. You guys will recognize these, of course, from some older videos when we were macropsing around in this area and other ones. But this one's in such a cool ambush position, I don't think I'm going to disturb it at all. You know, I disturb a lot of snakes, and that's because I'm a photographer, and 2, part of being on YouTube and filming these videos, you always want to give people a closer look. And you know, when you're looking to entertain and so forth, it's often difficult to justify just leaving the snake, as sometimes the positions are bad. It's not very exciting. People want to see the snake. They want to see how big it is. They want to see it. Oh, They want to see it move. But as much as possible, I try to leave snakes in situ. You guys will know that from my videos. And this is going to be one of those times here because I just love the way it's looking here. There's no reason for us to disturb it. But you guys will remember that one of these actually bit Plato last time we were here when he got close to take an iPhone photo. So that's another reason not to go close. So I'm going to leave this girl, I think. I don't know. I'm so bad at sexing vipers. I'm so bad at determining the gender of vipers, but I'm going to say that's a female just because I feel like it. I've got a very interesting double whammy here. I saw something moving in here, and it's one of these scorpions that stung me last time we came down. I'm not sure if I ever talked about that on video, but while we were canoeing, I put my hand on one of these. But I looked inside this tree hole, and there's not only some strange invertebrate on the right, but some kind of tree hole frog on the left, which is definitely getting caught and definitely being photographed, because that is really cool, and I do not know what that is. Here's an interesting tarantula for the spider enjoyers, just inside a kind of funnel web inside this karst wall. Here you go, here's a wide angle view of it. Amazing habitat right there, amazing. I love it. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for tonight's walk. Just did an extra hour after those two insane snakes. We saw that macrops, we saw some geckos, we saw some insane invertebrates. It's just amazing walking along the karst. I am a certified limestone karst enjoyer once more, despite what it did to my wrist. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I've got a 30-minute paddle back to the room, but drop a like if you enjoyed this section of video, and actually drop a comment and let me know which one you prefer. Trungsongensis, the little like greenish turquoisey one, or Sivasaurus, the big protobothrops. Anyway, time to paddle. Lol, look at who I just snatched out of the water on my way back. Another Nigroventralis. It was just, oh, you can't really see it anymore because I've drifted, but there was some little vegetation like this. I just saw him on top and just yoink, got him out of the bushes, and you got this super, super cute little mud snake here. I love how when you first grab them, they're so reluctant to bite, but the longer you hold on to them, the more snappy they get. And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy starts to get on the chewing meta very soon, but damn, they are cute. And I really like this particular species of Homolopsis. The black venter is a fantastic touch, but I'm going to let this guy go now. All right, Buster, be gone with you. Right, I just pulled another emergency stop with the boat on the river because look what I spotted in the tree while canoeing. There's a big Trimerosaurus macrops there. Like, that one is absolutely huge compared to the adult that we saw earlier. That's like one of the largest macrops I've seen. Maybe just shy of that giant we saw in Krabi province. If anyone remembers that, you're a real one. But I'm not going to get out the canoe, not going to disturb it. You can see it way up in this huge riparian tree here. Glowing, that's why we call them neon green beans. Well, arrived at our new location. There's a snake there. I think it's Chrysopelia ornata. I'm going to sprint for it. I've got to turn off my phone though. Okay, that was a golden tree snake or golden flying snake, Chrysopelia ornata, but it zipped back the second I walked towards it. Like, I didn't even expect it to be that fast. But back to the story, we moved on to a new accommodation here, and you can see it in the background, these little pods up at the rock viewpoint. An amazing place, which you can visit too, because we're going to be running trips here in the future. But I got one more day here. I have to catch up with so much work, so I'm not going to do any herping in the daytime, but maybe I'll get out tonight, maybe not. Hopefully I will though, and I'll catch you then. All right, leaving the accommodation here, the little pods, and getting in the car. Just a short session of herping. Let's head out this way. Let's go to the karst. Let's get to it. All right, we're hitting the field for the final time in Laos. This is the spot where we spent by far the most time when we were here in April. But this time, I haven't been here once at night. I guess it's mostly because I know this area. I was trying to check out some new spots. But tonight, I feel like just coming here for a quick, maybe 2.5 hour walk. And let's see what shows up. I'm excited. All right, just reached the cave. Let's see if there's anything inside. Caves haven't really been productive so far, but I'm looking for the geckos, and you do see them in the cave, so I'm gonna go climb up over here. Damn, there it is. My first Sivasaurus inside a cave. That is freaking amazing. I really didn't think they were chilling in caves yet at this time of year, but this is so promising to see one is. Again, there's a very, very high chance of this one escaping. And I kind of want to go back and get my camera gear so I can shoot it in situ. But it's a little bit smaller than the last one, but not too much smaller. Not too much at all. Hopefully, like the last one, this one will also let me creep very close. But that is a sight to behold right there. At long last, a Sivasaurum inside a cave. I move back to get a wide angle. You see it in my torch beam there. Then let's pan across. What an awesome in situ, man. I freaking love that. My first Protobothrops inside a cave. All right, guys, I got my gear set up for solo shooting. It's just behind that rock there. I've been setting up here so it can't see me. I'm gonna go in to try and get an in situ shot. Wish me luck. This might be the last we see of the snake. It sat still for me and let me get some in situ photos. And now we can actually get some good video too. I don't think I'm gonna touch this one just because, let me pan out. It's above this huge drop and I really don't want it to like freak out and fall into there. Plus it hasn't moved at all despite how close I got. I got really close with my camera and that is awesome, but you guys can see those Sivasaurum horns above its head there. That very, very classical patterning. This one's quite a bit thinner than the one we found at Spring River. I guess it's a male, this one, judging by its body proportions compared to the other. But this is like, for real, one of the best in situs I've ever seen. One of the coolest things that I most wanted to see. A Protobothrops in situ in a cave, and look at that huge drop in the background. Amazing. All right, guys, sadly, while I was like away, moved somewhere else to change my gear, I had to change a battery in my camera. He moved off and went into this crevice where I'm definitely gonna leave her. But man, there was no need to catch this. This was such a freaking cool and unique observation on the channel. At long last, a freaking Protobothrops in a cave. I'm so happy about this because I thought I'd missed the right season again, that it was only in winter. But it's the freaking 31st of October today, and apparently they're in caves now. Fantastic. Let's go. What the fuck? What the hell? Somehow, while I was photographing and videoing that one down there in the cave, look what had just crawled out of nowhere onto this rock. I literally walked past and looked at this specific rock on the way down, and there's an even bigger Sivasaurum, probably the biggest of all the ones I've seen, just chilling there. So now I've doubled up on the dream in situ in one freaking night. Let me get the power up. Oh my God, that is beautiful. Holy crap. I really want to shoot this in situ as well, but this time I'm going to focus on getting some video. This one doesn't seem to be too disturbed by me. Oh, I hope that spider doesn't crawl on its face. Okay, thank you, Mr. Spider. But damn, big Sivasaurum. They are officially in caves, guys. The first one was not a fluke, and we are cooking on gas here in our final night in Laos. Amazing. All right, guys, this one was much jumpier than the first. And when I went close to get a couple pictures, it started climbing around the other side of the rock. But check it out next to my hand here. Definitely the longest one we've encountered. Similar thickness to that first female, but pretty placid as things go. I described it as jumpy at first, but actually it's not responding too defensively to me at all. It's honestly impressive that it's in here considering how cold it is in this cave. I'm standing in a really precarious spot right here. God, I was scared. Look at where my feet is. Look at where my feet are. I had both feet there a second ago. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? When possible, I really don't want to disturb these. So I think I am going to let this one cruise off, even though this was a big chunky one. But look, it must have literally come out of that hole right there while I was down inside the cave. And I was only inside the cave with that proto for maybe 10 minutes maximum. I spent 5 minutes with the proto until it vanished. Absolute maximum 5 minutes. And then I walked around deeper inside the cave, saw nothing but frogs. Came back and this beauty was there. I did get a couple, what I hope are nice pictures. I haven't reviewed them, but damn, this is freaking amazing. I went down a bit further inside the cave. There's no snakes in this cavern, but there's some other interesting wildlife. Got one of the endemic certs there. Then if I zoom out, two of the largest huntsman spiders you'll ever see in your life. Bear in mind that gecko is big, but I wonder if this freaking spider would try and eat that gecko. The abdomen is giant, the leg span is giant. Holy Oh wow, there's another one over there. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Some people's worst fear. Fortunately, not mine. I don't mind spiders at all. Hello, Mr. Gecko. Just outside the cave, I got some Protobothrops prey here. Another one of the endemic geckos. Why is this guy looking so dopey? Come on, move your ass. All right, just picked up another snake species while walking around outside the cave. It's this little mock viper sleeping on these plants. If you're wondering what that rustling is in the background, I don't know how well you can hear it. That's termites doing their defensive ass shaking thing. But yeah, great to see another species tonight. For just a short amount of walking, starting at 9:30 p.m. This is really not bad at all. And look at this fella hanging out nearby. That's a big jungle roach. All right, I moved this little fella up on this rock here, and now we can get a good look without it chewing on my hand. Been trying to avoid taking in-hand shots as much as possible, just because you guys obviously see it's been so hard for me to film with my freaking broken hand because I wear this brace and it kind of obstructs my ability to hold things properly. So I usually take it off while eating, but obviously I don't want to take it off in the field in case I need to jump into action all of a sudden. But this is a great view we're getting of this guy who has a little messed up jaw there. He just needs to correct that. Obviously he was chewing on my hand in between takes. But yeah, nice colored mock viper with a nice little orangey rusty stripe down the body, fading to an orangey rusty tail. And I'm going to put him back in his little plant now so he can go back to sleep. Just gone 11 p.m. so I've been out an hour and a half, including like the time I spent photographing. Shit, which way did I come from? Must have been up here actually, because I sure as hell didn't go through that. Ugh. I thought I followed the karst wall, but yeah, I'm on my way back to where I left my bags now. Maybe I'll see something else along the way. I'm probably going to stay out another half hour, poke around, and I'll let you know if I do. Otherwise, I'm happy with tonight. That's for goddamn sure.